Thank you so much for being here with me today to experience the Labyrinth. I'm very keen to hear what you experience with the Labyrinth, so whatever comes up as I'm speaking, please share in the comments. You can also enter your thoughts in the chat box without sending them as a place to hold your thought to share it at the end. Sharing your thoughts and experiences helps others connect with and benefit from the Labyrinth. One of my favorite aspects of the Labyrinth is its versatility and the variety of ways it can impact your being. Walking a labyrinth can be as simple as quiet meditative experience, or it can be profoundly life-changing. It can be many things on that broad spectrum. The Labyrinth is a portal that connects human, earth, and cosmic consciousness. The Labyrinth functions physically, energetically, and spiritually. I first came to see the Labyrinth as a symbol. Symbols are consciousness portals created by shape and image. They hold sacred energy in their design and remind us of what we value. Carl Jung called the Labyrinth a primordial symbol. The most primordial and powerful of all symbols is the circle, which is a 2D iteration of a sphere. The circle represents many things, but primary among them is the womb. In the womb are found conception, birth, rebirth, manifestation, nurturing, and growth. The Labyrinth is a place where any of these can occur. The center of the Labyrinth symbolizes the seed in the womb. A seed undergoes profound change as it matures and grows. It is a portal of potential. The seed in the womb symbolizes the opportunity to grow, change, transform yourself or any aspect of your being or your life. The classic Labyrinth has a cross in the center, and the chart design is divided into 4 sections by its meanders. This is reminiscent of the medicine wheel, which is also an ancient multicultural symbol. The cross divides the Labyrinth into 4 quadrants, which can represent any group of 4, such as the 4 directions or 4 seasons. Symbols with both circle and right angles represent a balance of masculine and feminine, and more generally represent balance, harmony, union. The Labyrinth is such a symbol. Many symbols in many cultures combine the circle and the cross, all of which are a juxtaposition of masculine and feminine. When you put geometry on the earth, it shapes and harnesses earth energy. The Labyrinth does this just as pyramids, caves, domes, and spires do. The 2 primary geometric forms of the Labyrinth are the spiral and the meander. The meander of a river is how it consciously interacts with the land. As you meander in the Labyrinth, you mimic the movement of a river and have your own conscious interaction with the land. In essence, you become the river. Human beings and the earth have a variety of energy fields in common. The Labyrinth is a portal of connection between our fields of energy and those of earth. Tom Vetter refers to the Labyrinth as a proxy cosmos, which is a brilliant summation of its energetic and spiritual power. Tony Christie explains how the Labyrinth makes you whole-brained by balancing the brain's hemispheres. He explains that today's society causes our masculine analytical side of the brain to be overactive with constant decision-making and interpretation of stimuli. The small bit of focus it takes to stay on the path in the Labyrinth quiets that side of the brain, which allows the feminine right side of the brain to come into balance, thus making us whole-brained. This is a card from Tony Christie's deck of Labyrinth Wisdom cards, which is an incredible exploration of the energy and versatility of the Labyrinth. In his book, Labyrinth, Your Path to Self-Discovery, Tony Christie states, "It is also thought that the many turns experienced while walking the Labyrinth can cause the brain fluid to move back and forth across the middle line of the brain. This contributes to balancing of the brain function and of an integration of right and left sides of the brain." Mitsuko Aoki has created a series of mini-zines that discuss the role a labyrinth can play in addressing wellness issues such as addiction and dementia. In her mini-zine, Using Labyrinths for Bilateral Stimulation in EMDR, she states, labyrinths involve a pattern of walking that swings the body from left to right repeatedly. As you trace your path, your attention subtly follows the physical sensation of moving your body and shifting your weight side to side. This mimics the left-right stimulation found in EMDR. And if you don't know, EMDR stands for Eye Movement Desensitization and Reprocessing. This is a picture that Robert Ferre shared in a presentation to the Labyrinth Society. This was taken with a film camera, which were notorious for catching all types of energy that were invisible to the naked eye. This is a group of people walking a labyrinth, and you can see how their energies are connected. The labyrinth is a portal of connection. One practice with labyrinth walking is to set an intention. This can also be done as a group. Energy is shaped by intention, so as a portal of connection, the function of the labyrinth is also shaped by intention, whether individual or collective. This group practice can be used as contemplative activism, where the group unites their intention to generate outward social action to create lasting, loving, and sustainable change. The Walk as One at One event on World Labyrinth Day is a great example of this, where all across the world people walk the labyrinth with an intention to world peace. Lastly, I'd just like to share some of my favorite labyrinth artwork from different artists. These two are by Dominique Hurley and are called Mother Earth and Chakra Journey. This is called Roots of Being by Benjamin Sack. This piece by Milo is called Drop by Drop. This is Pilgrimage by Gavin Garundo. Beth Wildwood's site is called Spirit Weaver. She has original paintings as well as art on rocks and other items from nature. She incorporates labyrinths into all of her work. These two are called Bear and Ravens and Wolf Totem. A point that I hope is made with this presentation is that we all have something to contribute because the labyrinth speaks uniquely to each individual. It is important that each of us share what the labyrinth says to us and what it gives to us so that we all may learn of its beauty, power, and potential. The labyrinth is art, it is a symbol, it is a portal, a tool for wellness, an instrument of change. Walking the labyrinth can be a few moments of peace. It can be a transformative experience. The labyrinth is a spectrum of many things. And I just wanted to point out before we do our finger walk that something that is very easy to do with a finger walk that's not as easy to do when you're actually walking a labyrinth is tracing a circle around it 3 times clockwise before you enter the labyrinth and 3 times counterclockwise when you exit the labyrinth. And you want to do this with your open hand so that your palm circles over the labyrinth.